Poverty is ruining a lot of Nigerians, and I think a lot of Nigerians have not come to terms with this fact. Because if you are very observant, you will notice that there has been a shift in recent times. Like things that were not normal before, they are becoming more normalized now. And a lot of people don't know that this is one of the effects of poverty. That is why they say, try and elect good leaders so that poverty will reduce. Because the higher the poverty, the higher the crime, in fact, the more evil will be accepted in society. And that is exactly what you will notice in Nigeria in recent times. Because in the past few years now, things have not been the same. Think about it. Things like fraud. Once upon a time, if you hear that, oh, someone is into fraud, people will be saying, God forbid, can't he find something reasonable to do with his life? But now, a lot of people now meet people who they think are into fraud to show them the way. Was it like that before? No. There was once a time, things like prostitution were not normalized. But now, there are people who are even going into it just to feed. Like, there was a time that things were not this bad. Now, some people are going into prostitution in a large scale. Like, it has gotten to the point where the society is decaying, is becoming more unsafe. Thankfully, there are still lots of people who are not in this boat. There are people that no matter how bad Nigeria becomes, they are not going to be a fraudster. There are people who, no matter how bad Nigeria is, they have told themselves they are never going to engage in prostitution. There are people who are not willing to be thieves or kidnappers. But then, there are people who are willing to do that and even more. And with the rate of poverty, even those who were skeptical about committing crime before are becoming more eager to commit crime. It's very alarming. I'm always so surprised when I see Nigerians arguing about things that make no sense. You are talking about something and you are not talking about the foundation, the cause of that thing. Like, I've literally seen posts of Yahoo boys saying, castigating girls who are into runs, girls who are into prostitution. Like, fraudsters are talking bad about prostitutes, not realizing that both of them are being motivated by the same thing. Like, there's no difference. These people, there was once a time, everybody was on the neck of politicians, saying, oh, politicians are corrupt, they're thieves, they're this. These days, the average man is looking for how to become a thief himself. My problem with all this is that the more the society declines, the more Nigerians look eye to different angles. Nigerians are always blaming the wrong thing. If you tell an average Nigerian that poverty is the cause of this, they always try to cover it up with a lot of things. Poverty can make someone who was not interested in doing something that terrible to start considering it. Now, that person might not do it, but the fact that such thoughts comes to the person's mind at all, that is how powerful poverty is. And a lot of Nigerians are romancing poverty. The idea of poverty, they are now beginning to romance it. That is why they are not bothered. You see someone who will be so poor, someone in abject poverty, voting the wrong person into power because the person does not know the effect of poverty. The person thinks poverty is something you just get along with. Meanwhile, poverty is something that you are supposed to fight to eradicate. And any government that is not trying to eradicate poverty is not a government for the people. It's not a government that is trying to make things better. The way our government moves is as though they are more eager to make people more poor than making people to live better lives. Like, they want to spread poverty. They want to make things so hard for an average man to even afford 3 square meals. And if an average man cannot afford 3 square meals, it is you that don't have security door, you that do not have any form of, finance. It is you that are going to come and steal from. Because these days, if you wake up from your sleep, if you go to the internet, you will see people complaining that, oh, their shops were robbed, all their goods were stolen. You see people complain about different things. And it's worse now. It wasn't like that before. When things were better, things were not this bad. But now that things are worse, you will literally be in a conversation with somebody and the person will be like, maybe to go start Yahoo like this. Like, the person is not doing it yet. The person is just thinking that, oh, others are making it, they are living normally, and he is not affording to eat 3 square meals. In my own opinion, Nigerians are very lovely people on a normal day when things are good. A lot of Nigerians will not even go into things like this. But because of how bad things are, if it continues, I don't think a lot of people will be able to survive it. People that are busy supporting every nonsense that happens, I pity you. You know the worst part? Things like bribery and all these things that used to happen in a more coded way. We were hearing that Nigeria is corrupt, but people are doing it in a more hidden way. Now it's out in the open and they don't give a damn. Lawyers, the corruption, they don't care. Even a judge now could be corrupt and he doesn't care. Like, You can commit a crime now as long as you have the money. They won't even bother to pursue it. At least before, they will try to bother to, pretend that they are trying to solve the case. Now, they don't even pretend to solve anything. Report as much as you like, they don't care. That's how bad things are. The society is becoming more corrupt. You know why these people in power are doing this? Because they know that the gap between the rich and the poor is widening as the day goes. So they know that the power they have now is way more than before. So why should they even pretend to please you or fight for you when they are way bigger than you? That's how bad things have become. So all these things. So my point is poverty causes a lot of. My point is poverty is the root factor of a lot of things. And any government that is not focused on eradicating poverty does not mean well for you. It doesn't matter whether you like the person because the person is from your tribe, has helped you before, is whatever. It doesn't matter. Any government, it doesn't matter what country that government is governing. As long as that government is not making plans or does not look like he's doing things that will eradicate poverty, instead they are doing things that are making things harder and tasking the citizens, that type of government does not mean well for you. You should know that that is a government that is working hand in hand with your enemies and is intentional. If they want to eradicate poverty, they know how to do it. To eradicate poverty is not very hard for governments to do. It's something that is very easy. I don't think they understand how easy it is, especially for African countries. If governments of most of these African countries want to eradicate poverty, they know how to do it. They're just not interested in doing it. Why? They're working hand in hand with your enemies. Yes, they are friends. They wine and dine with your enemies, so they don't care. Do you think if every African becomes well-to-do and rich, is going to benefit people who are very interested in stealing resources and all these government officials that are trying to steal all the wealth and keep for their families? Do you think they are going to be happy about it? Unfortunately, they are not going to be. So as far as I'm concerned, poverty is one of the root cause, not the only root cause, but one of the root cause of a lot of evil you see going on in society now. Even things like money ritual that people would have spat on the faces of those who were suspected to be engaged in it in the past. Now, they're becoming normalized small. People will hear that, oh, someone did money ritual, and they will want to go and meet that person to show him the baba that ran it for him. That's how bad things are. Instead of focusing on things that don't matter, we should be focused on how to eradicate poverty, because poverty is one of the major root cause of what we are going through. All these crimes you see going on, all the evils you see going on in society, the things you see that are becoming normalized now, they are mostly caused by poverty. Anyway, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.